Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Wednesday, June 18th, 2025. An attentive citizen made a grim discovery on Old Woman Springs Road yesterday. Online news editor Robert Hayden has more.
Yesterday at around 4 o'clock, San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies checked a black truck parked off State Route 247 and Bodick Road, an area popularly known as the Johnson Valley Painted Rocks. According to the Sheriff's Department, a passerby noticed a black truck parked in the area on Monday. When the same truck hadn't moved by the following day, the passerby stopped to check on the vehicle and found a dead body inside. The Sheriff's Department says they aren't treating the scene as suspicious, but they are withholding the identity of the body. On May 19th, the body of Lorraine Bird was found at the Johnson Valley Painted Rocks. The 86-year-old woman had been reported missing 6 days earlier. The cause of death has not been released pending an autopsy. The Johnson Valley Painted Rocks is a popular spot with taggers, tourists, and illegal dumpers who have been known to use the area to unload garbage and trash. It's BLM land and currently under restoration by residents in the Johnson Valley Neighborhood Watch. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
After allegedly fighting with his girlfriend and her son, a man was arrested for investigation into charges related to domestic violence and child abuse. On Thursday at around 1:45 a.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies say they responded to a 911 call saying that a woman was being beat up by a man in the 6000 block of Mariposa Avenue and 29 Palms. Deputies say the suspect, identified as Aswad Jackson, 33, was involved in an argument with his girlfriend. Deputies say that during the argument, Jackson assaulted the victim and their son, causing minor injuries to both. Deputies took Jackson into custody at the scene. The woman and the child both were treated on the scene for injuries. Aswad Jackson was arrested for investigation into child abuse with a possibility of great bodily injury, inflicting corporal injury on a domestic partner, false imprisonment, battery, attempting to dissuade a witness from testifying, and violation of parole on previous violent felony convictions. He is being held at the West Valley Detention Center on $2,100,000 bail. After allegedly attempting to start a fire in his home, a father reportedly stabbed his own son in what deputies say was a possible mental health episode. On Sunday at around 6:45 a.m., the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department received a 911 call from a man who said that he had been stabbed by his elderly father. Deputies responded to the home in the 4600 block of Yucca Mesa Road in Yucca Valley, where they say Horst Eichhorn, 83, attempted to set a small fire inside of the home. Deputies say that Eichhorn's son put out the blaze, at which point Eichhorn stabbed his son and secretly left the home. Deputies arrived and set up a perimeter around the home and attempted PA announcements. They say Eichhorn returned on foot 45 minutes later and was arrested without incident. Horst Eichhorn was transported to San Bernardino County's Department of Behavioral Health to be evaluated for 5150, as deputies say he was possibly having a mental health episode. At a special meeting on Friday, the Morongo Unified School District Board of Education voted to appoint Melissa Bond to fill the vacant trustee seat for Area 1. Reporter Gabriel Hart tells us more about Bond, who will serve on the board for a 2-year term.
With over 30 years of experience with MUSD teaching K-3 students at Friendly Hills Elementary, Melissa Bond's extensive knowledge of the district, combined with her lifelong commitment to teaching, make her a valuable addition to the Board of Education. While thanking everyone for their support, Bond added, quote, "I am excited and honored to have the opportunity to represent and give back to the Morongo Unified School District community," unquote. Bond's appointment to the Area 1 trustee seat follows the resignation of former trustee Carolee Hargrove, who stepped down from the board last May. Bond will serve through December 2026, after which the seat will be placed on the ballot for another 2-year elected term. Reporting for Z107.7, I'm Gabriel Hart.
From a farmer's market to improvements at the senior center, new developments are coming to the town of Yucca Valley. Here's Adeline J. Wells with that and more from last night's town council meeting.
Following a review of town vacancies and the adoption of the Hazard Mitigation Plan, the Yucca Valley Town Council considered improvements to the High Desert Nature Museum. Supervisor Celeste Hildebrand presented a professional services agreement for the design plans, which include expanding the exterior space and constructing educational and storage buildings. The council approved the initiative and then considered a request for proposals of the operation of a farmers market at the newly developed Founders Plaza at Old Town. A 2023 survey concluded that a farmers market was the most desired community event in Yucca Valley, with 94% of respondents indicating interest. The town seeks to develop a certified farmers market with a 75-25% split between fresh produce vendors and other prepared culinary goods or crafts. The council authorized the RFP with the note that food trucks would not count towards vendor spaces and that there would be no animal entertainment allowed. The PRCC plans to release the RFP on July 1st and award the operating contract this fall. Following the review of the construction change order for Phase 2 of the Senior Center Modernization Project, the council considered an amendment to the employment agreement of town manager Curtis Yakimo. The amendment included a $22,000 salary increase and a 5-year extension of his term to run through June 2030. The council approved the amendment and all spoke favorably about Yakimo and his service to the town, as expressed by Council Member Lombardo.
I just approve of so many things that Curtis has brought to our town and emphasized in his tenure here that I think he deserves every bit of it. I think the town of Yucca Valley is getting their money's worth and then a lot more.
Despite it not being on the agenda, the public comment period largely consisted of comments regarding the Yucca Valley Animal Shelter. Several attendees raised concerns about next steps following the conclusion of the 90-day operational review. Key points included the lack of updates on the volunteer program, the need for an independent review to follow the towns, and the idea of 2 community members sitting on the subcommittee with Mayor Droz and Councilmember Schooler. Several residents also again raised concerns about Doug Smith's continued role as shelter manager, as noted by Melissa Spur.
I know it's been discussed before. You guys don't like to hear us mention the shelter manager, but in the last meeting, I think it was Mr. Dennison that said we should try to move forward and not talk about the past. And I don't really see how we could do that with the same shelter manager. It's been so egregious, his performance.
Following public comment, Deputy Town Manager Shane Stuckel addressed several of the points raised. Notably, the town was in its first week of training emergency hires at the shelter, and the subcommittee and volunteer programs are expected to begin in August or September. The town is also working to update its data processes and transparency around intakes.
We do have a daily inventory. We had 106 dogs at the shelter yesterday. We also are going to be posting our weekly intake and outcome report. It's very simplified. It doesn't have all the technical data going with it. Everyone will at least be able to see those numbers on a regular, recurring basis.
Reporting for Z107.7, this is Adeline J. Wells.
The Morongo Valley Community Services District Board of Directors meets in regular session tonight at 6 p.m. at Covington Park's multipurpose room. Gabriel Hart rejoins us with a look at the meeting's agenda.
For continued business, the board will resume discussions on Covington Park management, including the possibility of a dog park, dog leash law signage, and the installation of security cameras in the park as well as Geeson Field. For action items, there will be a public hearing on the 2025-26 preliminary budget, followed by the board review and approval of the 2025-26 preliminary budget. The board will discuss, review, and approve the proposed mock-ups for Fire Station Number 2, where the Desert Region Fire Safe Council seeks approval to begin Phase 1, initial cleanup, signage, furnishing, and making it operational as a community hub for fire safety education and preparedness, addressing Morongo Valley's high fire risk. The board will also discuss parameters of a lease agreement for the Desert Region Fire Safe. Morongo Valley Fire Department seeks to enter into an instructional service agreement with Copper Mountain College starting August 2025, allowing the fire department to receive financial reimbursement for essential training hours through a structured training program at a locally accredited fire training program, while helping create a sustainable funding source for ongoing education and professional development of its firefighters. It is recommended that the Board of Directors discuss, review, and approve the instructional service agreement. Reporting for Z107.7, I'm Gabriel Hart.
The Joshua Basin Water District Board of Directors meets in regular session today with an additional special meeting called to piggyback on the regular one. The regular meeting agenda will feature a public hearing on water availability charges and discussions on software services and the cross-connection control plan. The special meeting agenda includes only one item, the authorization to contract with Lane, a granite company, for pump rehabilitation services at Well 15. The Joshua Basin Water District Board of Directors meeting is open to the public and begins at 5 p.m. today at the district's office at 61750 Choyita Road in Joshua Tree. And finally, the City of 29 Palms is planning a special flag-raising ceremony for Juneteenth Arts and entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas tells you how to be a part of this important commemoration.
The city of 29 Palms is proud to announce a special Juneteenth flag-raising ceremony to be held on June 19th at 8 a.m. at City Hall, located at 6136 Adobe Road. Join Mayor Stephen Bilderin, City Council members, and City Manager Stone James in honoring this significant day in American history. Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day, commemorates the emancipation of enslaved African Americans and is a time to reflect on our nation's journey towards equality and justice for all. The ceremony will include the raising of the Juneteenth flag, symbolizing freedom and the enduring spirit of African American communities. This meaningful event is an opportunity for the community to come together in unity and remembrance. Refreshments will be provided, featuring bagels from local favorite 29 Loaves. For more information, please contact the City of 29 Palms at 760-367-6799. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Arts and Entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas.
That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.